Mr. Gunning?
Here.
Mr. Hunter?
Here.
Ms. Volk-Weibert for Secretary Podesta? Here.
Great.
We have
Got a quorum. Thank you guys for coming. Jonathan, thanks for coming up. I see there's minutes from a year ago when we met. Everyone had a chance to look at those? Can we do these by acclamation? Yes.
No
Can we take
objection.
a vote? No objection?
Approved.
Approved.
Thank you.
Sure, it was 3:36 p.m. or thereabouts.
I just love when T is nudging me. I think I'm coachable, right? Oh, excellent. I can't believe it's a year and we're already here, but I just, there's one page in this that sums it all up for me, which is page 9.
Are you going during the closed
I'm
session?
just doing my comments.
Oh, his comments. Okay.
Page 9, which talks financially how well we've done, and I think that just sums up the year in my mind. So I'm looking forward to this, and look forward to discussing it. Anyone else have any comments, snide remarks? Lynn? Jonathan, you okay? Good.
You want to go to the charter?
I sure do. I think we've already done this dance. Is there anything we need to do here? You guys made changes to it?
It looks like, are you all proposing changes at all? I see some redlining here to the charter. It says revised November 2019. Are you guys proposing changes to the charter?
These were brought to the last committee meeting and they were put on hold.
That's
so we
right.
brought them back to this meeting. There is some additional discussion about possibly looking at revising the charter with the minimum number of meetings that the committee has, because this year we struggled having the minimum number right now is 2 meetings per year for the committee, and we struggled getting the second meeting this year. We did look at the calendar for next year, and we believe we'll have no problem meeting the 2 meeting requirement, but we did want to bring that up, and if it's something the committee would like to consider reducing the minimum number of meetings to say 1 per year, then what my recommendation would be is possibly bring all the changes for the charter back at the 1 point, maybe the next meeting. If not, then we would like to consider moving forward with this change.
And what are the changes, Melissa?
Claire, would you speak to this?
For some reason, I don't have a copy of anything. Is this it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's updating
It was-
the revision date from September 2013 to November 2019. And instead of saying as further revised, the charter would be amended to say and amended and restated by. So it's basically it looks
But
like
what's
a technical
resolution
fix.
1310?
What is the impact of that technical fix?
What does this do?
1310 is the page before. Sorry.
It's a clerical to accurately reflect the resolution 2015-10. So
The language that apparently was used previously did not really accurately reflect what that change in that charter was during the year 2013. So it's just technical in nature.
I'm hesitant to reduce the 2 minimum meetings. It just feels like that's okay. If we can't do it, we can't, but I don't know. I'm open to thoughts. I just feel like 2's a good number. We've been doing it with 1. I don't know if I want to change the charter to be 2 yet.
well, it says 2 now.
The charter currently has a
Which
2.
I know, but don't we want to go to 1 or?
That was the
That's,
proposal.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Or consideration, yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
I would just point out that if it says 2 as the minimum,
then
could
the
still do
committee is
2.
required to do at least 2. If it says 1 as the minimum, there's nothing stopping you from doing more than 1, but if it's gonna continue to say 2, we have to make sure we do 2 every year.
And with the staff, in your practice, it sounds like last year we just had 1 meeting. Is there work that is either
We had 2
delayed?
meetings last year. Didn't we have 2 meetings last year?
We did, yeah. We just were
Oh,
struggling, we struggled last year and then this year to get the 2 meetings. We just sort of have to find things to bring. But we've done our plan, we're doing our calendar planning for next year and we feel comfortable. That's all right, we
So you
feel
feel
comfortable that
comfortable.
we'll have substantial content to bring to both meetings next
So
year.
I think the key is just having a requirement 1 meeting would just necessitate the 1 meeting, but in the year in which you're going to do, say, a compensation survey or different things, you might have 4 or 5. And I think the issue is in those years, like once we did like a compensation study, we were really struggling. And basically, I think if I remember right, the meeting was just to look at the charter again, where we said no action, and everybody kind of came up just to do that.
There was
And-
not content.
And I guess that would be the only reason to make the recommendation, would be just to give you the latitude in a year in which there's really nothing but the annual eval to look at that you need to do.
So it'd be
A
Less
minimum,
frequent,
a
a
minimum
minimum
of
of-
once a year would be what you would change it to, but you can, like Jennifer said, you can meet as many times you want. So it's
I
up to you.
think as long as that's understood, that that's the practice, that we wouldn't be waiting for a year if there's work that needs to be brought to
Oh, yeah.
the group. I don't see a point in meeting without a purposeful agenda item.
I agree. I'm just hesitant. Jonathan, deciding vote?
You know, my recollection is that a couple of times we've ended up meeting twice for one reason or another. But in those kind of, a year like this year, once would feel sufficient. So setting that as a minimum, I think is clear, and then just, it's like setting 2 meetings. If we always know we're gonna have content for those, then that would be good, but I don't see why we would do that.
Okay, I'm persuaded.
Okay, because as I say, to Michael's comment, if we do recommend making the change, then it would then go to the board, the committee would then make that recommendation to the board. So it would be, publicly announced, and so I know that might be a concern to you and.
No,
But,
I
okay.
think I blame it on Jonathan.
Yeah, right.
So would this be being
So-
proposed at the November board meeting?
So what I would recommend then at this point, if you're deciding to incorporate the minimum meeting change, is let me go back and revise this document and bring it to, we have an EEC meeting on November 21st, before the next board meeting. Bring that document to the board meeting, include it in the packet,
Oh,
and
that's
then the
correct.
committee could
That's
vote
correct.
on it. Review the changes and then vote on it, and then if the committee agrees, then they could bring it to the board out.
But this has to be changed to reflect not more than once each calendar year. Wouldn't that have to change?
So
Would
the
that be
first
part of the
sentence
change? Yes.
of under
That has to-
meetings?
yes.
Yes, sir, it
Okay,
does.
right, right,
And
right.
it would just say, but not less than once per calendar year.
Exactly.
It would be very straightforward.
So even with the red line in this, we do need additional
Mhm.
amendments, so that would even make more sense to bring it back to that for us to look at and then suggest to the greater board.
And it might be overkill, but to address Lynn's comments, I think you could probably just even insert a sentence that says that the committee will meet as frequently as needed to carry on its duties, but no less than once per year.
I think that's a
It says
good
it already?
signal,
Yes.
because sometimes when you say, you just have the word
Does it say that already?
one.
Oh, I'm
in
sorry.
The
there,
committee
so
will
that
meet
becomes
as
a
often as
default.
its members determine it's necessary.
Perfect.
Just like you
Yeah.
said, Donna, did you read this? I'm
So-
sorry, Lynn, I couldn't. Go ahead.
Oh, I just think that that's a good signal, because sometimes if you have if you see twice, then you meet
Right.
2 times. If you see 1, you meet once. But if you say proactively
Mhm.
that unless more work is deemed, the staff deems it that a meeting is
Right.
necessary, then it just signals that there's some flexibility there.
Mhm.
Has the November board, November 21st agenda gone out yet?
The
Yes.
agenda has gone out.
So that means that we couldn't take this up by the board at the November meeting, since that agenda's already out and posted, it's to update that amendment.
That is true.
So
That's a
then
good
this
point.
couldn't
Yeah.
really happen until the next board
Right.
meeting.
I think we're having a
December.
December
But-
board meeting.
Well,
December.
we have another meeting on the 21st, so we could take the action
Right,
in
right.
time for
Then the December meeting.
the December
Yes.
meeting.
Right.
Yeah.
We could put it on the agenda.
But know that you could take action today too, because it actually is on the agenda, and you could take that action if you wanna get that out of the way.
I think we just decided that,
Okay.
and we'll see the new version when we meet on the 21st.
Okay?
Did I say that right? Do we need a motion?
Not if you're gonna take it up on the 21st.
No, let's do it. Okay?
I'm fine.
So it has changed.
It's changed. All right.
Perfect.
Such deliberation. I love it. Okay, moving on to item 5, in accordance with the Bagley Clean Open Meeting Act, we are permitted to hold closed session in order to consider the evaluation of the performance of an employee. There are no deliberation or votes regarding agency issues apart from the noticed evaluation. So at this point, I'd like to move to closed session. Oh, there is cake here. Let's call back to order the meeting of the Executive Evaluation Committee, being closed session. Our board member Lynn had to leave to attend to another meeting, but I think we've gotten through it. At this time, is there anyone here from the public who wants to speak? Seeing none, Jonathan, any additional comments from you?
Nope.
Hearing none, we'll be back together on the 21st. We're adjourned.